I am a big believer that Oregon backroads can lead you toward adventure, particularly if those backroads can blend hidden secret places with Oregon history. Hi there, I'm Grant McComie, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. And this week, we meet a man who knows all about secret hidden places and Oregon history. He's a guy who's a detective of sorts across the Oregon landscape. Come on along as we learn more about Oregon ghost towns. When the Sumter Stump Dodger blows its whistle, one thing is certain.
Train number 1 to Sumter!
For the price of a ticket, you travel across Oregon's past. A gold mining past marked by a giant dredge that chewed up the North Powder River Valley and pulled 9 tons of gold out of the ground. But some say there are more valuable riches waiting for you to find across Oregon anytime.
Oregon has more ghost towns than any other state, 256.
Author, teacher, and ghost town buff Steve Arndt thinks Oregon's rich history is easy to find if you know where to look. How do you know a true ghost town?
Buildings, no people. One of the buildings needs to be a church, a school, store, or the post office.
Arndt has made finding Oregon's past easier than ever in a new book, Oregon Ghost Towns, A to Z. It includes well-known sites like Sumter and 49 more sites like Golden, Oregon, near Grants Pass, a state park you can visit.
7 buildings still stand. A minister built the church, and the town flourished. Gold was found in the creek. He would not allow dancing, cussing, drinking, smoking, so all the money went to Wolf Creek on Saturday night. And the miners would come back and worship on Sunday, then they start all over again.
Arndt says you don't have to travel very far to find an Oregon ghost town. Many are easy to reach on a short drive from Portland into the Willamette Valley, like McCoy, Oregon.
This is one of the electric booster stations from the old electric railroad.
Oregon's electric railroad was ahead of its time in the early 20th century.
These booster stations are about every 5 miles up and down the railroad line.
The electric railroad connected Portland with Eugene, so small towns like McCoy prospered along the way. The OER ended in the 1950s.
The diesel trains went too quickly, carried too much freight. All these little stations along the rail line gave up the ghost and became ghost towns.
He's right. There are scores of old Oregon town sites to find, explore, and admire. Some, like Hopewell, are marked with a storefront that's endured the decades.
Not only do I look at the buildings and the structures, but I think about the tears and the laughter and the people that had lives in these buildings. And I think as people have souls, I think maybe a community does too.
Steve is adamant about holding on to Oregon history through its secret places like ghost towns. He feels that if we don't fully understand our past, we risk losing our future. I think he's got a point. We have all the details, directions, and the contact information so you can learn more about Oregon ghost towns on the Travel Oregon website, so be sure to check it out. If you're on the lookout for more Oregon adventures, be sure to check out my new book, Grant's Getaways, a guide to wildlife watching in Oregon. Inside the book, you'll find 48 uniquely Oregon adventures, highlighting many of our fish and wildlife encounters through the years. Each adventure will set you on your own path, discovering more about Oregon. Scores of colorful photos by getaway photographer Jeff Kastner show off some of our finest moments in the field. So until next week, do get out here and explore the Oregon outdoors. Let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComie.